There is a short list of some of the best anime you should get into. At the very tippity top of the list, we have none other than Attack on Titan. If you're looking for an anime with a deep and a structured story, one that is complete in every way, great pacing. I don't think there was even one, like a single filler episode. Everything had its purpose. You're looking for a little bit of romance, action. AOT is an anime for you. It has been and continues to be in everybody's top 5. Years after its release, years after its finale, it still sits, for many, at the top of anime. And I'm proud to say that it still holds the number 1 spot in my heart. Number 2, Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, this is low-key one of the hottest in new gen anime. We're talking about, grade A action, grade A choreography, and a well put together story. I will say, I've seen and I've understood some negative comments. One being, the story ain't even that good. It's just the animation that makes it, lit. We have some manga readers that are like, bro, reading the manga wasn't even all that cool. But seeing it being brought to life, it adds another level of pizzazz, enjoyability, replayability to it. And when I first heard about this anime, I was a bit on the fence. I'm not gonna lie. It was recommended to me by one of the homies, and leading up to this recommendation, he recommended me Tower of God. If you know what that is, bless your heart. I watched a couple episodes. I was like, yeah, this is kind of ass. And so here he goes recommending me JJK, and I'm like, are we serious right now? But I seen some TikToks. It was of the intro, with Gojo and the camera spinning around him. I'm like, and then I kind of seen some of like the comparisons with JJK and Naruto. Like, you got Kakashi with the white hair and a bandana. Now you got Gojo with white hair and a bandana over his eyes. You got, Sasuke and Megumi, Sakura and Nobara, and of course Yuji and Naruto. And I was like, I'm a fan of Naruto, you know what I'm saying? So let me give it a try. And the rest has been history. I would like to say, it is safe to say, JJK has been one of the animes that I am able to rewatch. Just cause even earlier this week, I was like, yo, I low-key feel like rewatching it. The movie is coming out in December 5th. Right now it's the 21st, so, in about 2 weeks, it will be in theaters. The second half of season 2. And I heard the first 2 episodes of the Culling arc. Ooh. And then we got season 3 coming out in January. And I'm like, why not just rewatch it? And I think I might. The number 3rd in number 3 spot. This is not one that's a bit mainstream. I mean, I think it is, but we don't really hear it being spoken of often. Vinland Saga. Now this anime, it is, if I were to compare it in attributes, AOT has a beautiful story, but it has other components that help, bring everything together. I would say Vinland Saga is heavily story based, and that's a great thing. It has action, it has drama, it has, all these different elements of a beautiful story, but the message it conveys, it spreads, it's beautiful. Heavy on stoicism and different, I guess you could say, philosophies. And it's not like forced down your throat, like, oh, on this episode we're talking about this and that. No, it all again coincides beautifully. This was another anime that I trying to think about it, I don't even remember how I even found out about it. You know, I think I might have seen. I think the bro might have recommended it to me. I think so. I'm not gonna lie. And I might have seen some edits, maybe. And I was like, yo, it's free to watch. You know, it's free to watch on Crunchyroll. Why not check it out? And I think around the time that I was watching season 1, or I decided to, season 2 was coming out. So there was already some, you know, ads and edits coming out about like, oh, season 2 Vinland Saga coming out. And I was like, why not? And it was a beautiful watch. And the number 4 spot, and I'm gonna only give you 5 recommendations. And the number 4 spot, we have Chainsaw Man. Now, this anime has low-key taken the world by storm as of recently. You know, it's another new gen anime that we're low-key putting up against, you know, pitting it up against Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Since the Reze Arc movie came out in theaters, going crazy, everybody loved it. And the anime itself is wonderful. Now, the story is, how do I put this? It's gripping, it's interesting. It will, you know, draw you in. But I guess for me, you know, the perspective of the main character, we don't really see eye to eye on some things, you know. But a big reason for that is, you know, homie is a kid. You know, he's like, I don't know, 16. He grew up in not the best environment at all. Like, legit. I think since he was 5, he's been an orphan. And he's been living in a shack for like 10 years. Him and his little Pochita, right? But the animation of Chainsaw Man is one of the best. I'm not gonna lie. It has a pretty good story, and the action, the choreography, again, beautiful. Reze Arc really put a cherry on top and really showed the world like, yo, Chainsaw Man is a pretty good anime to watch. And in the last spot, the number 5th spot of animes I would recommend to you. Before, I'm gonna get into some honorable mentions. My Hero Academia, beautiful, great story. I love Izuku Midoriya. I love Bakugo. I love all the characters. Watched. I'm pretty much up to date. I can't wait for the next episode that's coming out tomorrow. Demon Slayer, again, great story. You know, great animation, choreography, the battles that are portrayed in this anime. I love them. You know, they're not just one size fits all, like, you know, protagonist against the antagonist. It's not straightforward. It's twists and turns and ups. I love it. Right? Another one, Dragon Ball. It's an OG. One of the big 3 back in the day, you know. One of the pioneers of what we have today. It's a great watch. One more honorable mention, Solo Leveling. I've seen season 1. It has my heart. I haven't seen season 2 yet because it's on Crunchyroll and I gotta pay for that. And homie ain't got money like that. But I've been hearing everybody talk about season 2. It's crazy. It's good. It's yet Solo Leveling. It's the last honorable mention. But in my number 5 spot of animes I would recommend. No, it's not One Piece. But it's another long anime. Naruto. I feel like that's pretty much self-explanatory. Naruto, I would low-key say it is the pioneer for a lot of these animes that we see today. I think it actually came out low-key around the same time as Dragon Ball. Probably a couple years after Dragon Ball. But Naruto, yes, we get it. Whole bunch of filler episodes, right? But when you look at it as a whole, and I don't know, I feel like this might be how some One Piece fans are. You know, before people even get into the anime, all we're concerned about is, oh, it's long as fuck. I've been hearing about these filler episodes, like before Luffy and the antagonist get into it, he get a flashback, and then within that flashback he get another flashback, and then we would get back to present day, another character get a flashback, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of but I feel like the same could be said for Naruto, you know. But again, it's when you have characters like Itachi, Madara, Kakashi, you know, these well written and thought out and developed individuals. When you have, you know, these crazy fight scenes, this epic rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke, and now, you know, everybody is now jumping on the Boruto train. Everybody hated season 1 Boruto, but since the manga been dropped as a meat, now everybody's excited. Everybody can't wait for the time skip. So my last recommendation would be Naruto. Check them out if you have the time, you know. Let this be another reason, because I'm pretty sure you may have seen some edits. You may have some friends that are recommending you some of the things that I just said. Let this be another reason for you to give in. Because think about it. Before I watched JJK, I was missing out on Peak. Right now, I would venture to say it might be one of the most popular, you know, animes of this generation. I was missing out on Peak. Imagine if I would have continued to just look at them edits. If I would have continued to just ignore the homie recommending me this anime, I would have missed out on absolute Peak. Don't be left behind, man. But yeah, that'll be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys again for 300 subscribers. We will be going live again tonight. If you'd like to see my reactions to different pieces of content, I'll leave the link to the reaction channel in the description down below. Check it out. Let me know what you think. If you like what you see, hit a subscribe over there too. But yeah, y'all take it easy. Y'all stay safe, and I'm going to see y'all mañana.